So good. And let's start saying Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Welcome to this Rest and Restore class. We have all sorts of toys today, hot water bottles and, and blocks. And you will hear me at the end playing, and during the class as well, playing the Tibetan singing bowl. So this is just to take you out of your relaxation, and that's what you're gonna hear. Good. So to start with, we're going to lie onto our backs, and you want to have either a couple of cushions or a bolster or a couple of blankets to elevate your legs. Elena, if you wanted to have a cushion at the back, so if you need to have your body a little bit higher than onto the floor, you can have two elevations, one at the back and one on your legs. And we're going to bring the feet together and the knees apart and lie back in Baddha Konasana. So I was just showing that way so that you can see what we're doing. And you can have a bit of support under your head and your shoulders if you need to. If you're okay without it, then just lying on the floor, you can have your arms in a cactus position or rest your hands over your hips, whichever way you feel is best for you. And if you wanted to use a bean bag or a hot water bottle over your hip area on your lower abdomen, that can be done. Janice, bring your feet a little bit closer to your hips. So the opening is more on the inner thighs. That's it. Cassie, are you okay with that? Good. And just let your legs be heavy towards the floor. Having bean bags or sandbags, or even a couple of rice bags, you can put them over your knees to have a gentle weight on your knees to open up your hips. And we're going to use this space to center you. So just feel your body relax into the ground. Feel your hips are opening. Your lower back is releasing towards the floor. Relax your jaw. Relax your collarbones. And feel your body sinking towards the floor. Bring your attention to your breath. And observe the breath. Check in between your inhale and your exhale. And see if you can make your inhale and your exhale even. So count how many beats you have on your inhale and how many on your exhale. And your exhalation can be a little bit longer than your inhalation, but not the other way around. So have either your inhale and exhale the same length, or your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. And we're coming towards the last minute on this posture. If you wanted to change the position of the arms for the last minute, you can do that. And to come out of this posture, I want you to be very mindful. We have had the legs opening sideways for quite a while. If you have anything weighing onto your lower abdomen, just take it out. And then maybe with your hands, help your legs to come together. And take a moment resting your knees against each other and your feet apart. Just feel how your hips are feeling. And bring both knees to one side. Push yourselves up. Lovely. And just sway your knees a little bit side to side. Releasing any tension that you might be holding. And sit in a comfortable seated position. You can have your cushion or bolster underneath your seat. You can have your legs apart. We're just gonna stretch the side body and the neck before we go into the next posture, which is gonna be Shavasana. So bring your chin towards your chest and say no. And then let the chin make a semicircle over your collarbones. And look over your shoulder, feeling the side of the neck stretching. And then bring the chin back to your chest. And look over the other shoulder. And bring it back to center. And bring the head back to the middle. Now bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, and you can let the hand rest on the side of the head. The other hand, the left hand, can be onto the floor. Be mindful not to be too forceful in here. Now, if you want, you can turn your head and look to the space between your breast and your armpit, stretching more at the back of the neck and part of your trapezium. Then bring the head back to center. Keep the head where it is. Bring the hand on the right side of the head and push your head to be back in the center. Good. And say no with your head. And now we're going to go to the other side. So check that your right and left side are different. You can place your fingertips onto the floor, your right fingertips, and maybe your left hand will come to hold onto the right side of the head. And just breathe into your neck. Turn your head to look to the space between your breast and your armpit. And let the back of the neck get a nice stretch. If you're connected and you can feel it, you can feel this stretch going all the way towards your tailbone. Then bring the head back to center and push from the side of the head, coming back. And release. Good. And roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forwards. Lovely. Now bring your right hand to your right hand side, left arm up, and open the side body. Push the hand that is on the floor so that you can stretch the side of the body a little bit more. You will need this for the next posture and change sides. Lovely. And bring your hands behind, open your chest, look up without dropping your head. And bring yourselves back to center. Let go of the, well, your hip can be supported by, but not by a big cushion. If you have a blanket or a towel, you can make a semi-thick support so that it's firm. You don't need to have a support underneath your hip, but it just elevates a little bit. And bring your right leg out, your left foot in towards your groin. This is where we're going to use either a couple of cushions and a hard surface. It can be a magazine or a book, just to give you that support. You want to start a little bit high. So if I was using a tissue box or a kitchen towel, I will use it on the higher setting. And then we're going to bring the hand behind the neck, open the chest and arch towards the right. And the right foot can be relaxed. And you're supporting the head so that your neck doesn't feel it too much. I'm holding my neck with the hand. I'm trying to tune into the breath going through your neck. Opening the side of the ribs. And visualizing that C shape of your spine. If you feel ready, you can lower the block one setting. This is Shavasana. It's also called half Dragonfly. The levels of intensity of this posture can vary. The lower your right arm is, the same arm as the leg that is extended, the more demanding this posture is. If you wanted to give more weight onto the side of the body, then you stretch the arm overhead and keep opening the chest. What you don't want to happen is to have your chest leaning forward. You want your chest opening up. And if you have any issues on your shoulders, the left arm, the arm of the leg that is bent, can stay on your leg. Just rest on your side. You don't need to bring it overhead. So see what is the best option for you right now. You can choose hand behind your neck, arm overhead, giving more weight, or the hand resting on the side. You can even rest it onto the block, but avoid turning your left shoulder towards the floor. Keep it up there. And you can even rest your head onto your hand. So the objective in this side stretch is to have a nice opening of the ribs, a C shape on the spine, and you will also get a little bit of a stretch on your hamstring, on your knee. The hip on the side that your knee is bent will be also opening. And we're coming towards the last minute on this side. As your body releases, see if you want to go a little bit further. You can lower your support. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Just be here now. See where your mind is. To come out of this posture, if your hand is on your neck or over your head, bring it by the side of the body. Walk the hand that is along the extended leg to give you support, coming all the way up really, really slowly. Sit up straight for a moment. Close your eyes. And just feel your right and left leg. Feel your sitting bones on the floor. And feel that flow of energy through the left side of the body, maybe the right side as well. Place your hands behind you. Open your chest. And you can bring your feet onto the floor and just sway your knees side to side. And we're going to change to the other side. Sometimes these postures can be tough on the knee that is bent. So if that is the case, be mindful of that. And you can put a small, like a face towel or small rolled up support onto your, in between your knee and your hamstring. Did that change the lighting and I looked darker? Yes? I felt that the rug was a little bit distracting, so maybe if I do that. Different times of day, different lighting. You get the organized zebra at the bottom of the screen. The chevrons. Okay, so let's do it on the other side. If you wanted to use your warm pack, you can put it on your hip, on your leg, wherever you feel that is most beneficial for you. The blanket or towel is underneath your hips, and bring either a cushion with a flat support on top or a block, and we start on a higher setting. Check how your sides of the body are. Remember that the aim is to have this arch towards the extended leg. And your chest is opening, so it's a sideways stretch. You can have your hand behind your neck, helping your neck to be long and not dropping. Breathe into the hips. Breathe into the chest. If your top arm is coming forwards, it might be that this is not the right position for you. Maybe you want to bring the arm overhead, or maybe you want to leave it on the side. It doesn't matter. Just feel your way around it. Now lower your support. The closest you are towards the floor, the easiest it is to have the arm overhead. If you are up here, you're making an effort to keep the arm. So if you're not too low, just leave the hand to the side, and that's absolutely fine. And as your body gets lower towards the leg, you can lower your support and maybe even rest your elbow into the support and hold the head with your hand. That's it. And you look like if you're really comfy in there. Breathe onto the side of the body. C shape of our spine. Even if it's part of it that is C-shaping. And the other thing that is happening is our waist is getting a bit of a stretch. You can massage your kidneys if you wanted to. In this case, the right kidneys that are opening up. Feel how your body is releasing down. And we have less than a minute left. And be mindful of the way that you're going to come out of this. Bringing the right leg, the right arm to the side. And then walk your hand little by little. Your fingers walk onto the floor so that you can come to sitting straight. Feel your sitting bones on the ground. Your back nice and long, your shoulders relax. Just take a moment, close your eyes and feel the difference between your right and your left side. Inhaling and exhaling. And bring your hands behind. Bring your feet onto the floor. And sway your knees side to side. Lovely. And bring your legs forwards. Rotate your ankles. Good. We're going to go into a forward fold. So for a forward fold, you want to have your sitting bones firmly on the floor, your legs along the floor. If you know that you have issues with your knees or your lower back or your hamstrings are very tight, get a roll-up blanket or a towel or a cushion and put it underneath your feet. Then we want to support the body as it goes forwards. Especially if you're pregnant, you need to have a big support just in front so that you give more room for your body. So if I show you sideways, I'm resting my sitting bones on the blanket so that I have a bit of a lift. Just in the flesh underneath your buttocks. And the knees are supported by a bolster or a blanket. If you know that your legs are okay and you don't need it, then you don't have to have it. And then bring your cushions, bolsters, or whatever you have just in front of you. You can locate your hot water bottle wherever. If you have enough of a forward fold, you might be able to hook it over your hips, or one that I like is over your shoulder blades. And it's like if a friend is just giving you a little tap on the back, releasing your shoulders. That's it. And your objective is to reach forwards rather than down. So imagine that you are breathing onto your heart and through the crown of your head. And you're trying to reach. And in here, if you want, you can bring your palms together, and with your thumbs, the space between your first knuckle and your second knuckle, you can rest your forehead onto your palms. In your namaste hands. When you're doing a mudra with your hands, you're generating more energy. So we are trying to walk the elbows forwards as we release the upper body. And you can rest your forehead onto your hands if you want to. You can also rest your forehead onto your support, wherever you feel that is most conducive to the release of your back. Breathe deeply. Scanning the whole of your back, your tailbone and your hips, the sacroiliac joint, which is that space where you have two little dimples at the top of your bum. Your lower back, your middle back, upper back. And as you stay in the posture, you will feel that you can go a little bit further. So maybe you can release your arms forwards and let your head come towards the cushions. Remember, this is your practice. You can get as much as you can get out of it, as much as you put into it. And what you need to put into it is softness, love, and compassion for this beautiful body that we have. Last minute here. See if you can, if you want to release, you can even release your hands by the sides of your legs and have your palms facing up. Elena, don't go too low. We're going to come out of this, walking the hands really gently and take your time to stop halfway, letting the circulation change on your legs. Then maybe walk a little bit longer, a little bit further. And feel your back straightening up. And then come to sitting straight. Close your eyes and feel your back. Feel it now. Feel your sitting bones on the floor. Take the support from your legs. Open your legs a little bit wide and let your chest rest for a moment. This is only a transition. And you can roll your head. Maybe open your chest, just extending the front of the body. And now bring your fingertips behind you. And stretch your chest and your collarbones. Good. Right. For the next posture, we want to have our breaks or blocks or something that will help us to elevate cushions or bolsters. And we will probably not need the blanket unless you want to put it underneath your shoulders. I'll show you the way that I want us to get into, and then you can find the way around it. So you want to have your bolster quite elevated, like so. If you only have cushions, this will also work. You might want to put one further than the other, just to have a little slope. We're going to put our legs into it. So, Karen, see how you go with this. And the position we're going to go into is like a cross-legged position, as if we were doing the cow's face, but it's a lot less effort. So, Elena, put as much where your legs are as you will put where your chest is. And if you prefer to sit in half, if you don't want to lean back, you can sit in half cow's face, okay? So the way that we're going to use this is we're going to bring one leg over the other and rest the legs over the support. And the chest will come down towards the floor. Well, the chest, no, the back. So what the cushions are doing is keeping the shins apart. If I was crossing my legs like this, my shins will tend to go together. If I open them like this, I could hold it, but I'm making a lot of effort. If instead I have a bolster with a support, then the legs are resting onto the bolster instead of holding it. You can't do it on top of the doggy, Cassie. I don't think he will stay still enough. You can use the cushions from the sofa even. Take one of the cushions from the sofa and put it to hold your legs if you want. Yep, that's good. Liz, you don't want the cushion under your knees. You want the cushion between your shins. So you can even, yes, that's it. But you need to elevate the bolster a little bit. So you can even put it against the, yeah, that's it, perfect. Or you can put it against the sofa or something so that you have a little slope. Elena, do you have questions? No? Okay. So we cross the legs are separated by the cushions, and we'll lean back. All right. Is that Narina joining us? Good. Let Tanya dressed. I can really see in the small picture. Good, wonderful. And as always, focus on your breath. Your breath is what brings you back to your restorative posture, brings you back to the present moment. Alison, are you okay? No? Tell me. Do I ignore you? You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. I just can't get into it. I just don't know what I'm doing, but don't worry about it. I'll do it next
time.
No,
it's like this.
No, honestly, don't worry.
Do it seated. Do it seated. You know this one.
Yeah, okay.
Do it seated. So if you are seated, you can put a cushion just to rest your hands and rest your upper body. And see if you can relax your inner thighs and your outer thighs. Your arms can be to the side of your body or overhead or resting onto your hips. If you're seated, your shoulders should be relaxed. Relax your jaw. We have just over a minute left on this side. Our glutes on the outside of the hips are very, very connected with our jaw. So just, if you feel tension there, maybe you massage your jaw. You can feel the outer part of your hips relaxing. And we're going to come out of this, just uncross the top leg. If you are seated, Just uncross both legs and let them rest. If you're lying down, just have your feet onto the floor, your knees bent. So if you're seated, just release your legs and massage your hips. We are soon gonna come on to our final Shavasana. So this is the last little stretch for you. And let's cross the other leg on top. So if you have your right over left, have your left over right. And if you're lying down, your shins are being separated from each other by the cushion. That's good, Cassie. That's a good way. And if you're seated, make sure that you're not forcing yourself too much. Get as much support as you can. And if you're lying down, you might feel that your lower back also gets a bit of a pull. So the leg that is crossing on top is having an internal rotation. Relax your inner thighs and your outer thighs. Relax your jaw. Focus on your breath. Making your inhale and your exhale equal. And last minute, release that little bit more. You can change the position of the arms if you wanted to. Just research in a different stretch. And in restorative practices, we always look for a place of comfort, not a place of conflict. We're going to come out of this. So do it slowly. First you uncross the top leg, rest it on the floor. And then the other one. You can sway your knees side to side. If you are seated, just extend your legs and sway your knees. And we're going to go into our Shavasana. So I want you to have your hips supported by having a bolster or a cushion underneath your thighs. So if you have a big bolster, you have it underneath your knees. If the bolster is smaller, like mine, you have it underneath your thighs. And you can have a cushion under your head. If you're next to your bed, you can lie on your bed if you wanted to. You can cover yourselves up. That's it, Judith. Very good. Cover yourselves up. Be nice and cozy. And remember, this practice is up to you if you want to finish it with arms with me, or you want to stay in Shavasana. I will leave quietly at the end. So if you have an eye pillow, you can put it over your eyes as well. Just keeping yourselves in the best place that you can be. You can even put a sock over your eyes if you wanted to give a little bit of darkness. That's it. Very good, monk. And inhale and exhale. You can exhale with a sigh. Just breathe, release and relax. Feel the weight of your body supported by the ground. And allow the whole of your legs to be heavy and relaxed. Feel the whole of your arms heavy and relaxed. Relax your hip. Relax your back and your chest. Your neck is relaxed. Your head is relaxed. And bring your attention to your mouth. Feel inside your mouth, your tongue, your upper and lower rows of teeth, the insides of your cheeks, your upper lip and your lower lip. If you feel that you're tense in your mouth, you can lick your lips and just part them and then let them rest against each other. And you can even draw a little smile. And feel your eyes resting inside the eye socket, your eyelids heavy and relaxed over your eyes. The optical nerve going all the way through your head, through your brain, coming very near your brain, and all the way towards the back of your neck. Feel the muscles around your eyes relaxing. Feel your forehead relaxing. And feel your ears. Feel the way that the sound waves are penetrating your ears. Feel the architecture of your ears. Bring your attention to your nose. And feel the flow of breath. If you have any aromas around you, see if you can smell it. Any scents, any aromas. Feel if there is any memories that come with it. Anything that is evoked. And finally, feel your sense of touch, your skin, the temperature of the room you are in, the touch of your clothing, your blanket. And inhale deeply. Bringing yourselves back to the room. If you want to continue on your Shavasana, just stay lying down, being aware that the Oms are going to be recited soon. If you wanted to finish seated, just have a little stretch and come into sitting. But it's up to you. Wherever you're at, just feel your body, feel your mind, observe, and know that you are not your body, you are not your mind. You are that that observes. And join me on the Oms and Shantis, either repeating it mentally or out loud. Inhale to begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Drop your palms if you're seated. And if you're lying down, you can drop your palms as well. Bring your palms over your face. Inhale. And open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Into your chest. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about the practice, and have a lovely weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you in the morning.